to you by
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the Special Interest Group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Right at the top of the hour, it is News Tonight at 10. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango, and Dorothy Namyomba will be joining us shortly. Now, straight away into the bulletin, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has hailed the Prime Minister Robina Nabbanja as a dedicated and loyal servant who has always executed her assignment with total commitment and love. Museveni made these remarks while gracing the Prime Minister's Thanksgiving ceremony in Kakumiro district on Saturday, 21st June 2025.
Upon arrival in Kakumiro district, President Museveni began by commissioning the Kakumiro Model Training and Scaling Agricultural Innovation Farm, which has been established for the community by Prime Minister Robina Nabbanja. In the company of the Prime Minister and other ministers, Museveni inspected various sections of the farm, including dairy, coffee and poultry, among others.
Now they have also said...
Museveni also commissioned the Classic Hotel Kakumiro, another project owned by Prime Minister Robina Nabbanja.
Yes. Museveni.
At Mpasana Senior Secondary School grounds, hundreds of supporters gathered to attend Nabbanja's Thanksgiving ceremony. The Thanksgiving Mass was led by Kampala Archdiocese Bishop Right Reverend Paul Semogerere and was attended by other clerics, including the Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Shaban Ramadhan Mubaje.
Ayi Mukama Katonda, tuli wano olwaleero nga omuzaana wo Right Honorable Robert Nabbanja, Prime Minister wa Uganda, nga yeebaza.
Ministers Frank Tumwebaze, Matia Kasaija, Fred Byamukama, Dr. Chris Baryomosi, Godfrey Kavyanga, Kenneth Omona, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng were among those who came to celebrate with the Prime Minister.
Excellency, Baibuli Nejira, Weryobiwa Niryorisharura, Kuwejire nka Presidenti, Otwebemeire, Wabibobusenje mu Uganda.
Nabbanja, who is serving as Uganda's first female Prime Minister, is also the woman Member of Parliament for Kakumiro District.
Mukama wange wapo bwa Prime Minister, Owekitiibwa President, you are my hero. I can say that all that I have is because of you. Ninyowo wagoba kufora Prime Minister kurugo mbwa kansara. Muzeyi webale. Nicho kweteire oje tusime Mukama Ruhanga. Webale, webale.
Addressing the public, Nabbanja recalled how she started her political journey way back in 1998 and the challenges she has faced over time along the way.
The president can make anybody. Mukama wange President Ngira, apart from God, you are next to God.
As a gesture of appreciation, Nabbanja presented a token of appreciation to the president.
Thank you, Your Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda. I have put my profile like I enumerated it here. Today, you gave me a distinguished order of the Crested Crane. I thank you for making me who I am. Muzei, I thank you for continued mentorship. I promise loyalty, continued unwavering support to you and the people of Uganda for God and my country.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni disclosed that she has been giving Nabbanja more work because she is very committed.
Nanyoni ngoza kushima Nabbanja kubanga okumukoma
ngwabe minister, ngwabe prime minister, nkaba murozire ari mushiki mukozi.
He also preached against sectarianism and selfishness.
People who buy my milk are not all Church of Uganda people. They are all Ugandans. Of this religion, that religion, that religion. So exactly, whose interests are you serving when you talk of tribes and religious sectarianism?
Museveni reminded the Bunyoro sub-region that embracing wealth creation initiatives such as the parish development model, emyoga and agriculture is the pathway to transforming and improving livelihoods. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Thank you very much there, Robert Onyango. Now, in a major boost for cultural institutions across the country, the Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amonge, has pledged increased government support for cultural leaders. The announcement came during her visit to Lera City, where she met Lango cultural leaders to discuss policy directives and program implementation, as we hear more in this report.
The minister cautioned against harmful traditional practices such as widow inheritance and child marriage, calling them repugnant, and urged cultural leaders to actively educate communities against them. She also warned against registering cultural institutions as NGOs.
Let this cultural institution use their system to reform cultures that are negative. Issues around teenage pregnancy is abolished through their bylaws.
She is currently meeting different cultural institutions to share key policy directives and receive reports from the institutions.
Greening Lango campaign has resulted into thousands of seedlings of trees being planted in various parts of Lango.
She also clarified on the use of the 60 million shillings government has started sending to the cultural institutions. Of these, 15 million shillings is designated for the cultural leader, while 45 million will fund institutional activities ranging from promoting language, traditional dances and safeguarding cultural heritage. The minister also promised infrastructure support, revealing that cultural palaces will be built in Teso, Lango and Kumam. Also, each of the 17 Gazette kingdoms will receive a vehicle and a security pickup already procured, awaiting delivery.
They are the first line people and institution that interacts on a daily basis with the population. They attend burials, they attend marriages and other social functions. They should use that platform to educate people to uptake government programs like PDM.
The paramount chief of Lango, Dr. Engineer Moses Michael Odon-Kune, welcomed the minister's proposals and advocated for the training of clan leaders in alternative dispute resolutions to resolve community conflicts. Meanwhile, the cultural speaker called for the termination of a farmer awarded to construct the palace, where workers toiled for over 6 months.
The first stage, where they are supposed to clear in December, they failed.
We have seen that it has told, together the Ministry of Gender will work to ensure that the contractor comes back to site.
Early in the morning, security wanted to call off the meeting, saying they were not notified, but after a lengthy engagement, it was later cleared.
In case there is a function, let the stakeholders be informed. The fact remains we had any document justifying the presence of this meeting. And that's why we came in. Other than that, we would have even deployed the area, or we would have even guided.
Eddie Ulwa, UBC News.
So we request our people.
Well, that was Idi Ora in Lera. Now, in a move set to ignite fresh energy into the community service, the Rotary Club of Kampala East has officially installed its new president. The incoming leader brings a bold vision focused on health and environmental sustainability, two pillars that remain critical to Uganda's development agenda. With a pledge to intensify grassroots health initiatives and champion climate-conscious projects. The new president is rallying Rotarians and the wider community to join hands in creating lasting impact.
Award for cancer, children with cancer in Mulago, which gave birth to a new club. We've sponsored a new club, Lions Club of Mulago community. So this is a very strong club.
It's going to be a white cane, a white path. Fellow Lions, I'm honored to unveil a fresh project for the year, White Cane, White Path, a campaign to provide walking canes to the blind and visually impaired individuals.
I call upon members of the community to join us because the more we are, the better we serve.
They also have a special program, and I believe through those programs we are able to continue making a difference among the peoples of our community.
This year, our projects will reflect our commitment to sustainable and visible impact. We shall revisit and revitalize our support for police stations in Nagalama, Kasangati, and Naguru, as well as Naguru Mosque and the reception center in Naguru, among other areas where we have been carrying out our environmental activities.
Now, in commemoration of the Day of the African Child, Katalemwa Cheshire Home for Rehabilitation Services in Uganda has celebrated children with disabilities in a special event at their residence in Kampererwe.
Katalemwa Cheshire Home for Rehabilitation's Programs Officer, Mr. Kenneth Nangai, pointed out the importance of including children with disabilities in case of opportunities.
The day celebrates children with disabilities. So they are always deprived of opportunities that other children benefit. Things like play, things like love, and being recognized. So for us, we use this day to show children with disabilities love, to show them how they should be treated.
Of the causes of this, some of them are domestic violence. Bamama batulugunyizwanga bali imbuto, bali psychologically tortured when they are pregnant. The doctors and nurses explain. And they end up giving up children. They give birth to children who have disabilities.
According to Nangai, as a rehabilitation center, they aim at providing quality medical care, socio-economic support, and fabrication of orthopedic appliances for disabled children.
Is part of their development. So this activity today will mobilize parents from the community and also those that are at our center. It has been basically fun day for children, and also a day that we used to create awareness around child protection. We invited senior police officers to talk to our mothers and the fathers of children with disabilities on how they can get justice and how they can also, and also on their rights.
We managed to speak to Victoria Nakafero, and is also one of the children at the Katalemwa Cheshire Home for Rehabilitation Services Uganda, and she had this to say about the Day of the African Child.
Today is the African Child Day. It is one day we commemorate here at Katalemwa Cheshire Home because as an African child, we have the right to be celebrated, and it is a pleasure celebrating us, more so in this perspective, African child with disability. So we are celebrating the fact that we are included with dignity and with transformation in everything as African children with disability.
According to Nangai, Katalemwa Cheshire Home for Rehabilitation Services Uganda takes care of 6,000 disabled children from across Uganda every single year. Marion Awori reporting for UBC.
There is an urgent need to promote proper post-harvest handling practices and invest in resilience-building activities to address barriers to food production and access. This was emphasized during the rice distribution and launch of the lean season response in Karamoja, presided over by the Chinese ambassador to Uganda, Zhang Lizhong, the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Peter Locares, and then UPDF's 3rd Division Commander, Brigadier General Wilberforce Serunkuma, and then police officials. Then also the World Food Programme representatives were part of the occasion.
Karamoja faces the highest rate of food insecurity and undernutrition in Uganda, driven by climate shocks that cause crop failure, hunger, and malnutrition. Since late last year, many families have been affected by wildfires that destroyed homes. In response, the government of China is providing food assistance to over 60,000 vulnerable people across the 9 districts of Karamoja.
This food is distributed to the school. And what we have seen is a very happy situation. We're happy to see that the food has been delivered and been used by school kids in Karamoja.
With 1,610 metric tons, equivalent to 32,000 bags of rice. Coordinated through the Office of the Prime Minister and World Food Programme, the relief will benefit schools, vulnerable households, malnourished pregnant and breastfeeding women, children under 5, and fire victims in Moroto, Nablatuk, Kabong, Kotido, and Napak districts. James Kingori, head of the World Food Programme Area Office in Karamoja, called for improved post-harvest handling, food preservation, and value addition.
We know here in Karamoja people produce food, but they don't, the preservation of it, the storage is not adequate. So we are really intending to invest more on the post-harvest handling practices and food preservation to really ensure that households are able to sustain themselves.
Chinese Ambassador Zhang Lingzhong said China is committed to promoting sustainable agriculture and building self-reliant capacity. Minister of Karamoja Affairs Peter Locares thanked the Chinese government for its support and encouraged Chinese investment in Karamoja.
This place is good for you. Let us say for Chinese, come and we help each other. When we are developing like this, then there will be something you will wish to get from here.
Kotido RDC Ichogor Charles noted that school feeding has helped improve school retention.
The program as we pay the children at school because the region is food insecure. So we are very grateful for that support.
Joseph Abele Lokol, the liaison officer for the Karamoja School Feeding Program, read a speech on behalf of the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Education and Sports, Dr. Kedri Story Agenda.
Last year, PLA, Kotido district was the 25th best performing district in the country. And we attribute this to government support, but also to the school feeding program. Karamoja sub-region was the 5th best performing sub-region in the country in PLA. Out of the 14 sub-regions, we are the 5th. And we think that the food that we are providing actually in school is giving us an impact.
Meanwhile, 20 pupils from Nakapili Moru Primary School participated in a drawing competition under the theme, My Hometown Through My Eyes. Winners were awarded certificates and gifts. Charity Marion Imnat and Maureen Niga for UBC.
Well, thank you both. Now the Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Balam Barugahara, has commended Butoto Ministry for being a sanctuary for vulnerable and abandoned children left without family care. He made these remarks while visiting Watoto Suwi Children's Village in Maya.
Jasmine Lukwago, as a baby, she was wrapped in a polythene bag and left on the veranda of a landlord by her mother. A good Samaritan found her and took her to the police. Despite efforts, her parents were never found. But Jasmine's story didn't end there. She was welcomed into a Watoto baby's home where she found safety, love and a second chance at life. Today she is 17 years old and thriving as a senior 3 student at Hope Senior School Nachirebe, a school run by Watoto.
When I was a baby, I was abandoned and my parents wrapped me in a polythene bag and placed me on the doorway of our landlord. So a good Samaritan came, picked me up and took me to the police station that was nearby. The police tried doing tracebacks about my parents, but it was all in vain. So the police contacted Watoto, then Watoto came to my rescue. I was brought to the baby's home here.
Her story mirrors that of Sekaja. After losing his father, his mother, overwhelmed by financial hardships, turned to Watoto Ministry for help. Watoto provided her with a house, creating a safe haven for her and her 2 children. As a widow, she was given not just shelter, but dignity and hope. Today, Sekaja is also happily married to this lady, who was also abandoned at 7 years, but later picked by Watoto Ministries.
She heard about Watoto and what Watoto was doing. As a widow at that time, really frustrated, reached out to Watoto for help. And Watoto gave her a yes. And when she came into Watoto, she was given a house and 6 children, and then she was told you have an opportunity of bringing 2 of your biological children. And that's how I myself and my brother joined Watoto.
Watoto Ministry runs 3 children's villages and has cared for over 6,000 vulnerable children and more than 6,500 mothers across Uganda. Minister Balaam praised the ministry's philanthropic work, particularly its role in rescuing children left at the mercy of the world.
And it's on that note that I recommend Pastor Skinner, the wife, and the 2 other leading pastors to be awarded medals for being heroes. They are heroes. They are heroes in the life of the 6,000. They are heroes in the lives of the 6,500 women. So I think it is important that we recognize and appreciate them.
We have over 400 boys, young adults, who have graduated, some of them CEOs, businessmen, lawyers, doctors, in different aspects of this community, making a difference. And that is the dream that we have for every vulnerable child.
At Watoto Subi village, there are over 290 homes arranged in family-style circles. Each home houses about 8 children, and every cluster of homes forms a community. Each home is cared for by a dedicated mother, often a widow herself, who provides the warmth, guidance, and structure these children so desperately need. These mothers are not just caregivers, they are the heart of the home, the parent each child runs back to. Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
Indeed, that is a true cause by Watoto. And of course, if you dig a little bit deeper, you will find that most of these stories are related, are uniquely related. Well, thank you very much there, Watoto. Now, the Youth and Children Affairs Minister, once again, Dr. Balaam Barugahara, has hailed the Rwandan authorities for closely working with their Ugandan counterparts in both security and development projects. Balaam is in Rwanda on a special assignment and duties. Let's hear more in this report.
The Youth and Children Affairs Minister Balaam Barugahara is in Rwanda on official duty on behalf of the government of Uganda. While in Rwanda, Balaam led a Ugandan delegation to visit the Kigali Special Economic Zone in Masoro.
I want to thank in a special way thank the President of Rwanda, General Paul Kagame, and the government of Rwanda for having this visionary idea of partnering with the Dutch to start this nutrition factory. What I can take from here is they are doing the right thing. One, I want to appreciate their standard, their laboratory and science research standard.
The center is a home to Africa Improved Foods, a factory producing fortified flour aimed at addressing malnutrition in the region and across the continent.
So we needed to come because you see we have a challenge of our children and malnutrition, and then the nutrition challenges with our children. Uganda is among the 20 countries facing children malnutrition. challenge. We are losing so many children as a result of malnutrition. So when a factory like this is set at a neighboring brotherly country like Rwanda, we need to come and appreciate what they are doing.
Barnaba Rukara was accompanied by retired General Robert Rusoke, Uganda's High Commissioner to Rwanda.
And we feel honored that we have this opportunity to support this very important objective of many nations. So we started in Rwanda, and we are hopeful that we will be able to do a similar work in other countries as well.
On behalf of the government of Uganda, we are impressed, and this is the spirit of East Africa, the spirit of East African community, where one has a competitive advantage over the other. One should come to the other and get it.
Abraham Mathai, the country director of Africa Improved Foods Rwanda, says the company aims to continue partnering with African governments to fight child malnutrition in the Horn of Africa.
Ambition is to take similar products of a similar nature to Uganda and supply them to the Ugandan health system so that they can also implement a program similar to our Shisha Kibondo program.
Africa Improved Foods manufactures nutrients-enriched flour for children suffering from malnutrition and stunting. Their products are supplied to the World Food Programme and Rwanda's Ministry of Health.
The National Resistance Movement nominations for members of parliament and LC4 primaries that began this week have reached their climax for week one. The nomination exercise, which is set to end on the 30th of June 2025, has attracted several contestants from all walks of life, including teachers, professors, lawyers, among others.
Professor Ahewa Manyisa is one of the new faces among the qualified Member of Parliament candidates aspiring to present the people of Nakaseke North constituency in Nakaseke district.
I have been duly nominated to contest for the position of MP, Nakaseke North, Nakaseke district. So to our people, to our voters in Nakaseke North, I think this is real evidence that we are now going into campaigns. So all the doubts, all the rumors should be put aside. Let's get down and look for votes. And on the voting day, let's protect our votes so that we end up winning.
Our Professor Canon Ahewa has been fully nominated. The rumors which have been circulating that he will not nominate, we thank God that he has been nominated today. So I request all voters to support him so that we can have a voice at the floor of Parliament.
Several aspirants, both new and incumbent, have reported to the NRM Secretariat with certified academic documents and 2 supporters to back them up. Over 1,000 candidates for the primaries have qualified this week.
I had a manifesto, and of which you cannot implement a manifesto within 4 years. This is the 4th year we are in Parliament, and I believe when they sent me back, we shall still continue implementing the manifesto. What is so key in the manifesto that we did not talk about it and it's not yet implemented is the electricity. Obongi being the only district in Uganda that's not having electricity.
I want to thank God for this initiative and this time that I am going to make sure I represent Padiere constituency in Nebi district to ensure that Padiere smiles once and for all with good leadership from Honorable Joko Ronald.
I believe I have a new package and a new engagement with the people of Agule, where I have served them for the last 10 years in a more holistic manner, especially areas of education, areas of health, especially on NRM manifesto.
My name is Betty Laika. I'm contesting for Manepi Omoro district, and I am seeing a lot of incompetence. That's why I'm coming in for politics. So I'm very grateful that I've been nominated due to the challenges I had yesterday. But I thank God it was rectified.
It's been a long-awaited day. My name is Wilbrod Nahabala Wandende, an aspiring member of Parliament, Namisindwa County, NRM flag bearer aspirant, 2026-2031. Viewers and listeners, Today is a great day. We indeed, as Namisindwans, have been waiting for this day.
This round of the NRM primaries has seen a significant increase in the number of candidates participating in both the Member of Parliament and LC5 contests.
Been nominated today by the Chairman Electoral Commission for NRM, stand as a Member of Parliament for Ruhinda South. Ruhinda South is in Mitoma district, and we have basic principles which we want to work for. One, educational services.
I am Achuga Barbara Caroline, a contestant or a candidate fully nominated for the position of Woman Member of Parliament, Gulu District, for the electoral year and regime of 2025-2031 under the party.
I am appealing to the people of Nabilatuk District to give me another term of office in order to deliver unfinished business of school children and empowerment of women.
Charles Mwangusha Mpagi, contesting for Borashia County, Kabarole District as Member of Parliament. I've just been nominated by the NRM Electoral Commission to vie for the party primary or for the party flag. You asked me a question about my journey from the newsroom to now towards Parliament. I think the timing is right. I've served the newsroom, I've served the country in the best way I could as a media person. Now,
my name is Agaba Fiona Big from Shema District, and today I've been nominated as a flag bearer, woman MP Shema District, and I thank God for that. And my people should expect much from me. I will work hard for my people. I will make sure Shema must shine this time.
Nahabwe Charity reporting for UBC News.
Kampala Minister Mensa Kabanda and NRM Kampala Central Division Chairman Salim Uhuru Nsubga have highlighted the NRM's growing strength in the capital following a strong performance in the recent special interest group elections.
Youth across the country recently participated in nationwide village-level leadership elections. In Kampala Central, NRM secured a commanding victory, winning 122 out of 132 villages, while NUP managed just 10.
I want to take this opportunity to thank all my youth members. We managed to conquer all the 9 positions per zone in Kampala Central Division.
Following NRM's win, Minister Mensa Kabanda and Chairman-elect Salim Uhuru Nsubga joined supporters in celebrations, calling the victory a sign of NRM's growing momentum ahead of the 2026 general elections.
You well know, there's a saying that NRM is not in Kampala, and we are saying NRM is in Kampala. So I have the task with my NRM fraternity, my chairman, and the Honorable Minister to see that is an old talk, that is not the reality. We are beginning with victory, as we have seen, victory for the youth. We are coming with victory for His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. To see this time, he also wins Kampala.
Minister Kabanda credited the party's structures for reviving the NRM's strength in the capital.
Winning all those villages, even in Karamoja, where they thought they had the majority. But for us, we say Karamoja is ours. Karamoja is not theirs. So the youth work together with all the structures and they have managed to succeed. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And I know working with the youth, because they are the majority in Kampala and in Buganda region, let us manage our city. Let us work as a team. We are going to succeed. And I'm assuring you, nobody is going to intervene in our victory.
She also called for increased PDM funding allocations for Kampala, citing the city's large population and the urgent need for financial inclusion and poverty reduction.
We've already told the president in cabinet that we have the largest population, so they should consider us. If they're giving us 100 million per parish, one parish, I think, is equivalent to one of the districts there in the villages. Like the parish I come from, we have 10 villages. The population is over 30,000. So that means
If I have 30,000 people in a village, by the time I reach the last person to be over 10 years. So I need more money in Kampala District, Kampala Central Division.
NRM Kampala Central Chairman-elect Salimu Uhuru Nsubuga congratulated the party members and supporters, vowing to ensure NRM regains its political dominance in the city.
Youth, congratulations.
Thank you.
For a well-done job. They have made us very proud as NRM in Kampala. Before it was the NUP wave. If you say most of the leaders that we had, it was the wave of the NUP. Now we have started the new generation, the new election with the wave of the youth. Let's be a vision, other than some small friction that was, but actually, generally, the election was smooth and fair.
The NRM celebrations follow stronger results in special interest group elections for the elderly, PWDs and workers. I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
Now, the former Deputy Managing Director of Finance and Administration at National Water and Sewerage Corporation, Dr. Sylvia Arinaitwe, has officially launched her political campaign to contest for Rukiga District Woman Member of Parliament. Arinaitwe hosted supporters at Kashambia County.
Rukiga District Woman Member of Parliament aspirant Dr. Sylvia Arinaitwe has received a warm welcome from hundreds of NRM supporters during her homecoming ceremony held at Kashambia County in Rukiga District.
Our road still yet is to be achieved, and that's why I am offering myself at a brick on the things that have been done so that we take the development of this area to another level. We want to improve and better the incomes of our people. That's why you see me when I came in, I started with a coffee project to make sure that there is a project here in this region that can bring income to the people of Rukiga in a sustainable manner.
Dr. Sylvia encouraged the formation of circles and cooperative groups to enhance economic empowerment and community unity.
So we have mobilized the women, men, youth into circles at every village. We have a circle for men, a circle for women, a circle for youth, us as Team Dr. Sylvia. Our unity factor is development. Our region, which we want to emphasize, our voice is development.
The incumbent woman MP Caroline Kamsime was also recently nominated to contest in the upcoming NRM primaries scheduled for July 16, 2025, setting the stage for political competition in the district.
The people of Serere love you very much. And we are studying together with Dr. Sylvia. I come all the way from Gweri in Soroti to give you testimony. This is the best MP for you, the people of Rukiga.
Rukiga District was carved out of Kabale in 2017.
All my life you have been faithful.
Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
Now over to Chadondo, hundreds of National Resistance Movement Party aspirants continue to flock the NRM Electoral Commission office in Kampala for nominations as parliamentary and local government candidates. Friday marked day 4 of the nomination exercise, which runs until 30th June 2025.
With 9 days remaining, National Resistance Movement Party hopefuls from across the country are arriving daily to formalize their candidacies. Among those nominated was former EALA Speaker Right Honorable Margaret Nantongo Zwababu, who is vying for MP Nakawa West.
I'm going to be your lead advocate in all these amenities, and also to see that the social economic status of our people is improved.
My fellow Wekula people that I'm duly nominated to contest for this seat
for the 12th Parliament. I'm here to assure you that all matters and issues that have been affecting us as Wekula people, I'm here and I'm assuring you that I'm with you in all situations.
We must push and make sure that the welfare of older persons is addressed.
My people of Ivy West, here I come. When you elect a woman as a leader, you are uniting a society.
And I come from Kajara County in Ntungamo district. That's where I'm contesting. Why did I decide to contest? I wanted to address the challenges of lack of water, piped water in the area, of electricity. We have had zero electricity extension.
I call upon the people of Uganda East and Bushenyi in general to support me, be with me, and vote me come 2026, and I'm voted into office. I'm going to fight corruption.
Other aspirants presented their manifestos and called for peaceful, issue-based campaigns.
The reason why I'm coming back is to follow up the positions I had lobbied. Like, for example, in the Ministry of Internal Affairs, I have 5 positions which I was promised, which I know by the end of this, if voted back, I'll be able to follow up what is in the ministry. And I thank God, because when I went to Parliament, there was too much insecurity in Karamoja. But through government interventions, I thank the President of this country, because he's the one who made us to come to the position which we are now.
I have been duly nominated as a candidate for Member of Parliament, Masindi Municipality. I would like to assure my supporters that I'm now a candidate, and of course, I'm ready to work for my people.
Our people lack health services, and I'm coming to make sure that services reach the people.
Byamukama Francis is here to work with individuals, to work with communities. Bottom-top planning will help us solve all the problems that are in Rukiga.
I've been duly nominated for 3rd term of office of LC5 chairman for Moyo District Local Government. The biggest focus now we have in the coming term of office is the economy of the district. Our people are largely poor. We want to focus on introduction of cash crops as key enterprises in the district to liberate our people into money economy.
Some candidates criticized the long-serving leaders for failing to deliver, arguing that this has hindered the development.
I promise to my people in Toro County North is that if given opportunity to hold the NRM flag, I will move forward. But as I have come, I want everybody to have faith and trust in Nyero Vincent that this is going to be done. We want economic development.
My expectation is to build the capacity of my people in Abim, to grow them into Ugandans who can contribute positively to their lives by being involved and generating self-worth.
We are going to work on the areas of education, on the areas of production, and making sure that the woman of Soroti City is empowered.
Now, in a rare show of political unity, 10 Ugandan sub-regions have unanimously endorsed President Yoweri Museveni for the 2026 presidential elections and Philip Kakuru for the NRM SEC chairperson of the Entrepreneurs League.
The 10 sub-regions include Greater Arua, Greater Nebbi, Karamoja, Toro, Rwenzori, Bunyoro, Teso, Bugisu, Elgon, Sebei, and Busoga.
We can say that Bunyoro's sub-region is strategic. Bunyoro sub-region, especially the town like Hoima, was formed out of fishing activity because of the Lake Albert. So you realize that fishing as an activity is very crucial for the growth of the country.
Speaking to regional delegates, Kakuru outlined his vision for inclusive growth.
What do we need? We need a government, we need a party that creates an enabling environment to make sure that the trade barriers or tariffs or taxes in between them are leveraged so that we can increase trade.
Kakuru, known for his business leadership, recently launched an entrepreneurs circle contributing Uganda shillings 100 million to support local businesses.
Discussing that the circle we've launched, where I for one have put 100 million shillings, if we have the 790 delegates of the NRM Entrepreneurs League, they are able to raise about 1 billion shillings. I know how generous our President Museveni is. He will be able to put money in a circle. So when you do that, it means that the entrepreneurs will be able to access cheap money, accessible, less rigorous, not going to UDB where they ask you your grandparents something, where they ask you for the loan, where they ask you the title. So it becomes easy access of funding.
His campaign is deeply anchored in the NRM's mission of economic liberation through entrepreneurship, igniting excitement across the regions. Delegates have rejected money-driven politics, embracing vision and ideological clarity. This support reflects a maturing political landscape within the NRM as Uganda approaches the 2026 elections. Kakuru's platform offers a bridge to younger voters and entrepreneurs, complementing President Museveni's vision for stability and development. Benon Mokwaya, Ivan Juko, UBC.
Well, it's time for us to take a short break. We will return with more news. Stay with us.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Star 165 star 80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered a draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
Bobby, again! What's this drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders. No! FOB! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
The second National Symposium on Land Governance in Uganda is here, happening this 27th of June 2025 at the Parliamentary Conference Hall. This year's theme, securing women's agricultural land ownership, a political and development imperative. The chief guest will be the Right Honorable Robina Nabanja, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda. The symposium is organized by the Uganda Parliamentarians Land Management Forum in collaboration with the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, with support from IGAD and development partners. Please note, participation is strictly by invitation. Together, let's advance women's land rights for a more inclusive and sustainable Uganda.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Welcome back from that short break. Now, as we continue in our next segment, the Rotary Club of Bugolobi, under the leadership of President Ben Chirejera, has conducted a community health outreach focused on non-communicable diseases in Nakawa Division.
This new model of quarterly non-communicable disease screenings complements the club's long-standing monthly child immunization efforts.
And we are focusing on diabetes and hypertension, mainly because these diseases have become a big burden to the population in this country. But also, secondly, many people with these diseases don't actually know that they have the diseases, usually until it is very late. So by screening and monitoring the health conditions of the community, people are able to know their status with regard to hypertension and also with regard to diabetes.
The club has also committed to conducting an annual comprehensive medical camp to ensure a sustained health impact in the community. To cap the day's activities, the Rotary Club donated an oxygen concentrator to St. Stephen's Dispensary Maternity Center in Luzira, along with a consignment of essential medicines.
It is going to help a lot to provide oxygen that is needed with operations and so on and so forth. So that is what
this oxygen concentrator has just come timely. It's going to help us to handle our mothers who are during labor. There are times we get babies or the mothers during that time of giving this machine in place. It's going to be so helpful, and it's going to reduce us having those chances to do referrals.
You know, sometimes all rooms you may not have the capacity to have the cylinders and the lines and the pipes and so on and so forth, but concentrator comes handy. It is mobile. It can go from one room to another room. So, you know, it allows you to have a superior product available within the premises in helping the patients to overcome the, I would say, low oxygen levels at that point of time.
The club remains committed to sustainability and continuity in community health delivery. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, over 200 teachers from central, northern, eastern and western regions, that is members of the Uganda Liberal Teacher Union, ULTU, SACCO, have started benefiting from the 20 billion shillings presidential donation. The funds provided under the Teachers Enterprise Development Initiative aim to improve teachers' social and economic welfare beyond their monthly salaries.
Following the presidential donation of 20 billion shillings, teachers have embraced various income-generating projects such as piggery, farming, goat and cattle rearing, dairy and poultry farming. Beneficiary teachers commended President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for the support, which they said would boost their livelihoods beyond salary dependence.
To thank God, first of all, for this golden opportunity that has been given to me. Secondly, I thank the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni Kaguta, for really standing with us, for allowing teachers to be part of this. I want to thank the team from Ulito. They have been faithful.
Evans Kaganizo Mutesasira, President General of Uganda Liberal Teachers Union, also commended the President and urged teachers to invest in quality market-driven projects to reduce over-reliance on salaries and bank loans.
I learned a lot from President Museveni's teachings to the citizens. Okay? Never depend on your monthly salary. Use your monthly salary to generate more projects to bring for you additional income.
While on a familiarization tour of the projects across the regions, Mutesasira encouraged beneficiaries to safeguard their resources, maintain proper records, and ensure loan repayment to benefit more teachers.
Also get our members out of the debt trap where most of the teachers are. Even when the salaries are increased, even when the salaries are big, they are already infested with a lot of loans. So for us, what we do as a circle is that we deliver these materials, and this project acts as security for the loan that we are giving to our members. So when the project has grown, we develop the project with the member, and when the project has grown and he has sold and gotten proceeds from the project, then he gives back to the circle, and the rest of the teachers can borrow
Teachers
from
were cautioned against politicization of the initiative or engaging in practices that could jeopardize the program's success.
Makerere University is strengthening its global academic ties following the renewal of a strategic partnership with King Salman Global Academy for the Arabic language. The renewed cooperation comes with the launch of a week-long Arabic language training workshop.
The College of Humanities and Social Sciences at Makerere University is now home to a week-long Arabic language training workshop aimed at promoting the teaching and learning of Arabic in Uganda. The event was officially opened by the Ambassador of the Royal Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to Uganda, His Excellency Mohammed bin Khalil Falauda, who served as chief guest.
Those who are learning are Muslims, but today we are having people of different religions, Christians, non-Christians, all joining our classes.
In his keynote address, Ambassador Falauda emphasized the increasing global importance of the Arabic language and encouraged students to seize the opportunity.
يزيد عن 400 مليون متحدث للغة العربية.
Language opens opportunities for many people. It opens opportunities for people to go and get markets, participate in international trade, advising you to benefit not only from this training, but to benefit from this language, as when you have this language, you have an edge over other people.
Representing the Vice Chancellor of Makerere University, Deputy Vice Chancellor Professor Mokada Siboyinza reaffirmed the university's commitment to promoting linguistic diversity and strengthening international partnerships.
The discussions leading to the establishment of a fully-fledged Arabic language center. However, it is our wish, I'm looking on the principal and the dean, that you need really to renew commitment and continue to engage such that we have this center here. We came to get to know and understand how we are teaching but also most importantly, to really strengthen the collaboration between the Republic of Uganda and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Dr. Ibrahim Sali, the workshop coordinator and a leading Arabic language expert, highlighted the broader vision behind the partnership.
In this program, we are reviving and rekindling the relationship between Makerere University and this center, which transformed from King Abdullah International Center of Arabic Language to King Salman. The former had collaborated with Makerere University from 2015 to 2019 by supporting more than 65 students through a grant that was granted to Makerere students who are studying Arabic. Only stopped during the COVID time.
The week-long training is expected to equip students with practical language skills and cultural competence, paving the way for academic, diplomatic and professional opportunities. Benon Mokwaya and Jamil Sekaja, Makerere.
Now quickly into the world of business, Uganda is set to leverage its latest economic framework, and that's the National Development Plan NDP 2025-2030, to accelerate growth in the oil and gas sector and expand the national revenue streams. Let's hear more in this report.
The National Content Officer at the Petroleum Authority of Uganda, James Musherure, says equipping both public and private sector players with the necessary skills is key to creating sustainable employment, generating incomes, and ensuring long-term economic stability.
And as a result of this training, we have over 17,000 people now employed in the sector directly in the oil fields. And I'm glad to announce that 90% are Ugandans because of the efforts of institutions like IPSK.
Musherure made the remarks during the installation of Court of Appeal Judge Justice Oscar Chihika as the new Chancellor of the Institute of Petroleum Studies, Kampala, in a ceremony held this afternoon.
Honorable Justice Oscar John Chihika solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Institute of Petroleum Studies, Kampala, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the division and mission. So help me God.
The Petroleum Authority of Uganda reiterated that Uganda must stay committed to strengthening human capital and technical competencies as the country edges closer to the start of commercial oil production.
I'm proud to see IPSK blossom into a regionally recognized center of excellency in energy education. Our alumni, we are glad to see, are shaping the future of the industry in multiple countries on the continent.
The emphasis on local content and capacity building was a central theme at the investiture ceremony of Justice Oscar Chihika as IPSC Chancellor.
Oil and gas is always a life changer for any country that enters the sector. Now, if you don't train your citizens to be part of that sector, then you're going to have a social problem. And that's why institutions like IPSK are vital to train, especially the young generation. People are complaining about jobs and everything. There are a lot of jobs in that sector, and you cannot take advantage of that sector without specialized training.
During the ceremony, Monsignor Dr. Lawrence Semusu of the Kampala Diocese led prayers and called for ongoing coordination and collaboration among all stakeholders involved in the oil and gas value chain.
It is upon your shoulders, as the topmost leader of this institute, to advance academic excellence and innovation in Uganda's energy sector. This is no mean feat. His grace accompanies you with his prayers and blessing as you embark on such a great role of being a leader in this important sector in our country.
The Institute of Petroleum Studies, Kampala, which is accredited by the National Council for Higher Education, continues to offer training at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels in fields such as law, environmental health and safety management, and core oil and gas disciplines. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, over 2 billion shillings worth of illegal fishing gear has been destroyed in the districts of Kasese and Kitagwenda by the Fisheries Protection Unit. The illegal gear mainly boats and fishing nets, and this was impounded at Katunguru and Mahiora landing sites.
State District Commissioner for Kitagwenda, Nicholas Nwagaba, has stressed that enforcement will continue to crack down on fishermen who refuse to comply with the President's directives.
Our role as Office of the RDC is to protect this lake. We don't allow any illegal fishing. If we get you, you must go there and serve 2 years in jail. That is the guidelines of Kitagwenda now. There is no question. If we get you, you go to prisons. Very straight. And I want to thank President Museveni for giving us guidelines. Guidelines. We are using guidelines from Mzee.
Nwagaba was officiating at an event where illegal fishing gears in the districts of Kasese and Kitagwenda were destroyed by the Fisheries Protection Unit. Representing the Fisheries Protection Unit Commander, Colonel Masi Tukahirwa, Operations Commander, Major Frank Kanzira, urged fishermen to embrace proper fishing methods to restore sanity on the lake.
Today we are here to witness the destruction of illegal fishing gear worth 2 billion. Because if you add this money, 1 billion, and some money, plus the one of yesterday, Katunguru landing site, the other side of Kasese, it totals almost 2 billion. We are here to witness this exercise of destroying or disposing of this illegal fishing gear after acquiring a court order that allows us to dispose of this illegal fishing gear. Therefore, we appeal, we as the FPU, we as enforcers, we appeal to the fishing community, we appeal to the fishing community to comply with what we tell them, we as enforcers, what we tell them to comply using good fishing methods, using good fishing practices.
The sector commander for Lake George, Lieutenant Bob Odoch, emphasized the need for mindset change among fishermen before investing in unrecommended fishing gears.
My advice to the illegal fishermen is one, that they are wasting a lot of money. They are investing their money wrongly in illegal fishing, and it's just being disposed here.
Sector Commander for Kazinga Channel, Moses Kambeho, also called on lake users to conserve the lake for the benefit of the future generations.
So nihanangiriza abashohi abari amaizi bamango ikintu eki n'ikintu cyabo kishe nkuru cyo buzarwa kishe bajyaho cyo babarekireho kandi nkireta entasya omuyihanga.
At Haire Evelyn, the district fisheries officer for Kitagwenda, called upon government to design alternative livelihoods for fishermen to reduce pressure on the lake.
We need the alternative livelihoods so that the fishing communities do not have to depend only on fishing for their well-being. Also, continued enforcement, not only for the fishers, but for all the communities around, so that they can start taking their kids to school more, because of them getting daily incomes from the lake. You find people are discouraged, like the young children, they are discouraged from going to school, because they know in the next day I'll go to fish, I get some money and I don't have to go to school. Continued sensitization, but also to promote alternative livelihoods for the fishers and the fishing communities, so that they know that you don't have to only go to the lake to get food.
And then lastly, Workers MP Adinaito Emmanuel Rakajara says Uganda must pursue the minimum wage if employees are to benefit fairly from their labor. Rukiga adds that the minimum wage bill has been bounced back twice in the 11th Parliament, meaning it may only be passed in the 12th Parliament.
Workers MP Arinaitre Emmanuel Rukiga has been nominated to contest for the National Resistance Movement flag in the next year's elections as a workers' representative.
As I said, minimum wage would solve most of those things so that the salary disparities are not very much different. Because you find some employers don't give terms and conditions. Casualization is too much in Uganda.
Meanwhile, Jalia Seiko has been nominated for the Kapchora Woman MP seat and pledges to uplift household incomes by lobbying for job opportunities for her constituents.
From our district and being labeled Kampala cement, Tororo cement, why doesn't the government set up an industry and employ the youth of Kapchora district? We want factories in our district. We want our women to be empowered. The women are part of the decision making in the households.
In another development, Haj Abdul Bisaso is also vying for the Kasanda South constituency seat and has promised to improve the social welfare of his people.
Thank God that I've been duly nominated as a candidate for Kasanda South, as a member of parliament for Kasanda South under the NRM primaries. I want to promise the people of Kasanda that I'm going to serve you diligently with all due fairness.
Also in the race is Aspako Isiko Wilson, contesting for the Busiki North seat in Namutumba district.
Constituency has been abandoned. I want to come back and represent my people. Number two, we have rampant poverty. We have actual poverty, which is calling for tourists. In fact, if tourists come to our end, they have come to see who are the poor people.
Lopua Lili, woman MP candidate for Nakapiripiriti district, has committed to championing youth inclusion in local councils.
That brings us to the end of our bulletin. Once again, thank you so much for sticking it with us. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango, and Dorothy Namuyomba has been with us on sign language. Good night.
Honorable Talenga David is seeking to represent Jinja Southwest constituency in Jinja City.
I am so
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census Report of 2016, in Uganda, 12.4% of the population, about 4.5 million, live with a disability. Limited access to ICT and assistive technologies increases digital disparities, prompting UCOSAF's aim to promote digital inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. The ICT for People with Disability program aims to improve the accessibility of education and technology for persons with disabilities and promote their full and effective participation in society. UCOSA is implementing this program through the creation and maintenance of an online observatory for persons with disabilities intended to link persons with disabilities with service providers and different programs that empower